Hi, everyone. Welcome to the lesson. How are you today? We did a different live lesson over on YouTube yesterday. And then this lesson is going to be kind of an expansion of that lesson because I think there was a word that was a little bit tricky for everyone. So we're going to go over it today. Hello, how are you? Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Hello, Omer. Mai, Hiwa, Viola, hello. Is everybody having a good day so far? Hello, Wampal. Hello, Adibala. Tetwin, hello. Francis Marco, awesome. Jalil, hello from the Philippines. Thank you for always watching. Okay. You're here. Yay. Okay. So today, yesterday we did a live lesson. We looked at a news article and we went over the vocabulary and some grammar. So today we will do a lesson on one of the words that was kind of tricky in the article. Okay, so let's see. Oh, Ted Win said, please upload your live on YouTube. It is up now. I'll put the link in the comments for you. It should be up right now. Let's see. Okay, so we have the word context. Context. So I think this is a little bit of a difficult word to fully understand. It's a little bit confusing. A lot of students had questions on it. So we're going to do a lesson on context. So I'm going to explain the meaning, and then we're going to look at some things and talk about context a little bit, okay? Because this is going to be a little bit of a new kind of lesson. Oh, hello. Hi, ma'am. I'm a regular student of yours. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. Okay. Okay, so context is a tricky word to master. It has two meanings that we'll look at. So the first meaning of context is context of a word, right? So some words have more than one meaning. And you need to look at the context of the sentence to fully understand what it means, okay? So let's see. What's a good example? I have an example written down, but I'm trying to think of another one. Well, that's the first example. So the second meaning is context of a situation. So context could mean the conditions or the situation surrounding an action. Okay, so depending on the situation, the action could have a totally different meaning. All right, so is it a little bit confusing? Am I confusing you? Don't worry. Let's look at my other board. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's look at this one. All right, so we have context defined up here. So number one, the circumstances around an action. The circumstances around an action. So depending on the circumstances, the action itself could have a different meaning. Okay, we'll get into it. Number two, the meaning of a word depending on the sentence. So the meaning of a word or a phrase, depending on what the sentence or what the paragraph is talking about. Okay? All right. So let's get into it. Hello from Greece, Bangladesh, Algeria. Very good. Hello, hello. Okay. Oh, I am a student of you. Thank you so much. Okay. Hello from Iraq. All right. So let's look at these sentences. Now, these sentences we're going to talk about the different ways context is used, okay? So number 1, a man asks you for a ride. So a man, you are driving in a car. A man comes up to the car, maybe knocks on the window. Hey, can I have a ride? So we need to know the situation surrounding this action, right? Somebody's asking you for a ride. Hey, can I get a ride? So, for example, what is the context? Is this man a relative? Is he your brother? Is he your father? Is he your friend? Then the context is, yeah, sure, come on in, right? The context is he's your family member or a friend. What if the man is a stranger? If he's a stranger, then maybe you don't want to let him in your car. Or you saw he just robbed a bank. I don't want to get you in my car. No way. So depending on the context, we would make a decision for this, right? A man asks you for a ride. So depending on the context, you let him in or you don't let him in. Okay? Oh, very good. Okay. Number 2, a man shouts fire. So this one, fire, this might be the meaning of a word depending on the sentence, right? So what is the other part of the sentence? A man shouts fire. So is this man in a burning building? Is it actually a fire? He says, fire, fire, help. Or is he like a commander of like a naval ship, and he's saying, fire your weapon, fire, 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 fire your gun, fire your cannon, right? Or is he shouting, fire, there's a fire, oh my gosh, save me. Okay, so depending on the context, the meaning of this word will change. Okay? Very good. Yes. So in order to understand the meaning of the sentence, we should look at the sentence above and below that particular sentence. Very, very good. Yes, exactly. Okay. Now let's look at these two. Number 3, the president announced a tax break. The president announced a tax break. This is something you might see on the news or in a newspaper. So your governor, your president, your prime minister, whoever is in the top of your country, right? The president announced a tax break. Woohoo, that's good news, right? That's awesome. But what is the context of this statement? So sometimes we can say things are taken out of context. Things are taken out of context. Okay? Out of context. All right? So if something is taken out of context, it means that somebody had like the whole situation, but they only chose this part to talk about. They only chose this part to include. So the whole context could be the president announced a tax break for only the 0.001%, the top richest people. So for me and you, maybe that's not so good. But the newspaper or the news station said, the president announced a tax break. Wow, that's great news. But depending on the context, if this was taken out of context, we don't know. It's actually only for the 0.001% top richest people. Okay? Yes, things are out of context. Very good. Okay. Then let's look at number 4. 90% of students interviewed said they did not plan on enrolling in college this fall. Can you see that? 90% of students, 90%. wow, 90% of students interviewed, so the students who were interviewed said they did not plan on enrolling in college this fall. Okay, so if you saw this as a news headline, right? A news headline, that might be very, very shocking information, right? Oh my gosh, 90% of students are not going to go to college. What is going to happen to our country? The education system is failing us. Oh my gosh. But what is the context of this interview? It says 90% of students who were interviewed. So are these students, maybe it's their first year of high school? Maybe they have 4 more years until they go to college. Maybe they are very young students. We don't know who was interviewed. So context is very, very important. So this could be out of context. Out of context. Oops, I'm going to run out of space. So basically, context is the whole picture, the whole picture. So you are only seeing a small part. If you just see a word, what is the context? How can I understand what this actually means? I need to understand the whole picture. I need to understand all of the circumstances to understand the context. Okay? Is this understandable? Context. All right. Very, very good. Okay. It leads us to misinterpret. Yes, misinterpret. If we take something out of context. Yes, very good. So this happens a lot in, I don't know about in your country, but in America, it's been happening a lot. If news is taken out of context, people misunderstand and they spread misinformation. Okay, please tell me the difference between content and context. Okay, so like we just talked about, context is the circumstances or it depends on the situation surrounding something, right? Content is what is included in a form of media, usually. So what was the content of the letter? So if I say, what was the content of the letter? It means, what did the letter say? What is all included in the letter? Or I post a lot of content on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. So that means I'm posting videos of English lessons. That is content. The context is the situation or circumstances surrounding something, an action or a word. Okay, was that understandable? It's a little bit confusing. All right. Let's see. My friends were fighting for a girl, so I asked, why are you doing that? I want to know the context. Yes, so this is true. Like if your friends are fighting and they say, hey, you need to pick a side. Well, wait a second. What happened? I just heard that you are fighting, but I don't know the context. I don't know the context of your argument. So maybe you can't choose who you agree with, right? You don't know the context. Very good. Oh, this is a very good example. Today's content, today's video, everything included in this video, today's content is all about context. That is very good. So the content of this video is talking about context, right? Good. All right. Let's see. If you have a question, I can try and answer it real quick right now. I'm scrolling up in the comments to see. Oh, I'm so glad you could understand easily, MD. Okay. Oh, very good. Okay, so if you guys don't have any questions, you can try and make some sentences if you'd like. My siblings are fighting for a toy. I ask, what is the context? So, yeah, that's good. My siblings are fighting over a toy, right? That's mine. No, you stole it from me. So, maybe I wouldn't say, what is the context of your argument? I might not say that, but if you are talking about it to someone else, I didn't know the context of their argument. I didn't know who had the toy first. So I don't know the context. Okay. Oh, I'm new here. Welcome, welcome. Please enjoy the lesson. Okay. All right. Okay, so this lesson was all about context because when we did the lesson yesterday, the word context came up in the article, and some students had questions, and I tried to explain it as quickly as possible, but I think some people were still confused, so I decided to do today's lesson. Context is reason. So context is not the reason for something. Context is the best word I would say would be circumstance. If you understand the word circumstance, okay? So, for example, someone yells fire in a crowded movie theater. Someone yells, fire, there's a fire. So we need to understand the context. Is there actually a fire? Is there actually a fire? Then the person who was yelling fire is like a hero, right? He tried to save everyone. Or if the situation was there is not actually a fire, no fire, then the person who yelled fire is not a hero. He wasn't trying to save people. He was trying to scare people, or he was trying to cause panic. So there's two situations that could be true. So if we don't know them, then we don't know the context. So if someone yells fire in a movie theater, we need to know the context, the situation, what is actually happening here. Okay? All right. Yes, situation, feelings, understandings, and background is called context. Yeah. So like the background of something, or the understanding, the situation, what is actually happening here. Okay. For example, the word, it also refers to linguistics. So like the English language. For example, the word tip, T-I-P, tip. I'll write it here. Tip. Let's see, tip, right? T-I-P. In American English, if someone gives you a tip, it could mean, the context could be that they are giving you some money, right? So if a waiter gives you your food, in America, we have to pay a tip. Here's your tip, some extra money. Tip could also mean like some information. Do you have any tips on how to cook steak? So give me some tips on how to cook steak. So give me some information or some tricks. Okay, so tip, depending on the context, has a different meaning. Okay, is it understandable? All right. Oh, hello from Laos. Hello. I have a lot of, I have some friends in America who are originally from Laos. Okay. Oh, this is an interesting sentence. Okay. The mother punched her son. Is it punched or pushed? I thought it said pushed. Okay. So if you say, the mother pushed her son, depending on the context of pushed, I think that's what you meant to say, pushed. So the mother pushed her son. What is the context? So did she actually physically push? She pushed her son? Oh my gosh, that's not good, right? Or she pushed her son to study harder. Son, you got to study hard. You got to get into a good school. You have to get a good job. Study, study, study. that kind of push, right? So depending on the context, it could be good or it could be bad. We don't know, but depending on the context, it's going to change the meaning, all right? It's going to change our understanding of the sentence. Okay, I hope that was understandable. I'm sorry if you guys are still confused. Please ask me some questions if you're still confused. Okay? All right. So I think I'm going to end today's lesson here. If you have any more questions or if you have any suggestions about the lesson, please let me know. You can always write a comment. And please go and subscribe to the YouTube channel, like this video and share it with your friends. That is always very, very helpful. Yeah, and I think I'll be back tomorrow. There will be another new lesson on YouTube later today in a few hours. So please look forward to that. So subscribe and you'll know when that video is available. Okay? All right. Thank you, everyone. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.